GOtv. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Now, there's no better day to celebrate children and people with disabilities aside from ensuring that we honor World Disabilities Day. Welcome to BTL Beyond the Limit. My name is Beatrice Watare, and of course we got a chance to visit Edmund Rice Center once again, and this time celebrating World Disability Day with the amazing kids, and we're able to capture the highlights of the day, so please do have a look.
Upon one of the parents to come and tell us something.
Wageni wetu, mko poa? Mko chonjo? Mnaonaje hii siku?
Iko sawa.
Si tulale hapa? This is our day. Na ninashukuru sana. Mimi hata nilikuwa naona kitambo, nilikuwa naiona kwa TV na idharau wakati mtoto wangu alikuwa mdogo. But nimekuja kujua meaning ya hii siku. Kitu ya kwanza nitashukuru walimu, wazazi wa Edmund Rice. Sana management ya hapa imetusaidia sana, kwa sababu nakumbuka hii ni shule ya Pius ya 3, na ninaweza sema na ninaweza kurudishia Mungu shukrani nikisema hapa ndio nimeona mwangaza wa Pius, kwa sababu Pius hakukuwa anaweza hata kujivalisha nguo, hakukuwa anaweza vaa, hakukuwa anaweza kula peke yake, na ni vitu mingi juu. Sasa Pius unaweza respond naye, ninaweza ongea naye Kikamba akarespond, naweza ongea naye Kizungu ana respond, na yani anaweza follow instruction na ongea, lakini kila kitu yote anafanya. Na kwa watoto wangu wote, niko na watoto 3, yeye ndio msafi kabisa. Unapata tukikula vyombo zote nje kwa meza. Nini? Akiona chakula imeweka kwa meza hivi, make sure tumezima TV, radio, atuombe. So naweza sema kitu yenye inafanyika hapa, wale mnafanya mufanye zaidi na muendelee na zaidi. Still nitawashukuru hii management. Kuna wale wanasaidia kutoa watoto huku ndani. Wazazi tumeficha watoto, na hiyo si kitu mzuri. Hata kama wewe unaishi pande gani, ukiona mtoto ako na challenge kidogo, tafadhali, hata kama wewe utaenda juu, unajua vile watu na respond kama wazazi, wewe kuja tu inform mtu mmoja, hata bembeleze huyu mzazi, na at the end of the day huyo mtoto ametoka nje, ataweza kusaidika. Na unaweza kuwa umeficha kwa maana kwa hii dunia. Hao watoto wako na talent tofauti, na talent za ajabu sana, yenye hata mimi mwenyewe kama zile vitu wanatengeneza video, mimi kama sijafunzwa, hata saa hii sijui hiyo video akainawekwa aje uzi, but unapata hao watoto hizo vitu wanafanya. So Edmund Rice, muendelee na huyo moyo. Beatrice, nitakutuma. Enda kabisa uonyeshe mambo yenye tunataka kwa hii shule. Vile umesema, hata mimi nataka kutembea kwa hii shule, ninaona mtoto hata anaweza jitembeza bila kusukumwa na mwenzake. Sitaki niwapate pia kwa mchanga sana, wanajichafua sana. At least mulika hao watu uone chenye kinaweza fanyika. So pia wewe usiende kulala. Na vile umesema, nataka kusikia kitu moja umefanya kwa hii shule. Asanteni.
So hello, my name is George Otieno, a staff at Edmund Rice Center, Nairobi. This is an institution that gives service to children with disability, that in terms of education, nutritional health that involves therapy, and then we have socio-economic empowerment, and we have advocacy and community outreach. Personally, as an individual, I head a special education project. This is where we do assessment for the children who come to the center and within the environment that is Kibra. The assessment helps us in diagnosing the type of the disability that will help us to do placement for the child, hence enabling us to write a proper treatment plan for the child. Actually, I must say that I'm very delighted, I'm very happy to join our brothers and sisters with disability as we really celebrate the 3rd of December 2022. Actually, it's not a matter of celebrating the day. It is a matter of having a pause and asking ourselves and reflecting on the achievement that we have made as a country towards integrating persons with disability into the community in as far as individual abilities are concerned. So reflecting on this year's theme, that is, not all types of disability are visible. It is high time that we have to empower other types of disability that we are not able to see. As we all know that each and every person has a disability. The only difference is the degree of disability. So most of the officers, or most often than not, people with disability, when they are in need of other services, the people that we know only understands the 4 types of disability that are visible. That is visual impairment, intellectual disability, physical disability, and then we have hearing impairment. But we forget that there are others that are not known and are not visible, not unless we interact with them, like the Down syndrome, we have autism spectrum disorder. So it is high time, as this theme of this year tells us, is the high time that we need also to empower other types of disability. That presence and the compassion in us and in the students, that is what keeps us going. Because what we want to see is that 3 years, 2 years as from today, we don't want to stay with that child in the compound. We want to empower the child such that by the time they are out of the institution, they will be able to stand by themselves. That independence is what we want, and that is what keeps them going, because they know that when I'm able to make, like for example, a bag, like when a customer buys a necklace, a child sees that my product has been sold. That one will motivate the child and will be in a position to want to do more. Yes. So the presence of people coming only, even though today is on a Saturday, and we know that most people are busy. Some of our parents also, that is the time that they get to go for their jobs that can help keep them back at home. But they have decided to come and present themselves here and celebrate this day with us. That means that they really appreciate the day, and they also appreciate the work that the center is doing. And I'm really sure that most of them, 1 or 2, have gone home with a message that we are telling that not all disabilities are visible. They need to go and rethink that even this child with autism has a disability. So I need to take time to interact with them so that I can understand how neurodivergent they are. Yes.
And the very first time I walked into this place, I would say I was really inspired, because one thing I came to understand is that the moment you empower these kids, the moment you give them something to do, the moment you train them to do something, they cannot disappoint you. I think I got to see that because we had so many categories. Some of them were making bags, the beads. I even bought something from them. And I want to just thank all the parents that have brought their kids to this particular place. This is the thing that I never even knew existed in the world or in Kenya. But you people have brought these kids here, and these kids have hope for tomorrow. These kids can be able to make their own. These kids are able to make beats. They are able to create something from whatever knowledge they're getting from these people right here at Edmund Rice Center. And this is going to translate to them being successful even in the afterwards. So what the parents are doing for these kids, bringing them here, the teachers, this is something that is going to be revolutionary. Na hata nimejiambia Mungu akinibariki siku moja, if I'm to even sponsor any place, this is the place to come to. Because I've seen the vision, I've seen everything you guys are doing for these kids. And it's amazing because at the end of the day, you're helping kids, you're giving them a hope for tomorrow. Kids that the society has deemed unwanted, you people have accepted them and have given them a reason for, to just go on and push with their dreams and everything. Even as a TV presenter, this is my own contribution to ensure that this goes to the next level. My contribution is to see that I empower you. My contribution is to see that I share the stories. Peleka stories pale tunazifanya kwenye newsroom. Tunaenda tunakava, we do the stories, we do them, we remind people that kuna watu hapa ambao wanafaa kusaidiwa. Kuna watu ambao wanahitaji waekewe payments, ndio hata wanapotembea ikuwe ni nywee wakiwa na the wheelchairs if they need them. Kwa hivyo, I am really, really proud of every kid that is here, and I'm really looking forward to working on more projects with you. My name is Beatrice Watare. Beyond the Limit is the show I do that focuses on people with disabilities, and today I got to understand that we have invisible disabilities, and of course, these kids are talented, they need for the future. So thank you so much.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
This is Doha, this is Qatar. We together tonight, 1 billion of us, in every corner of the globe where the beautiful game matters.
Here for the show-stopping magic of a moment.
Get a DStv decoder with 1 month of compact for only 3,999 Kenyan shillings to watch all 64 matches here for every fun.
Hey! Kaluma King Herbal Lozenges zinazo nguvu maradufu kutuliza kikohozi, vidonda na mafua. Kaluma King ni shwari.
Chika mama huyo muharifu kaiba kuku zangu, vifaranga wa na mayai zote pia kabeba. Haya chika mama huyo.
Maumivu yakizidi muone daktari.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Based in the UK. I'm a Kenyan, French by descent, Kenyan by choice. Before I went to the Commonwealth, before I was appointed Assistant Secretary General, I was the Dean of Strathmore University Law School, and I am very impressed of what I'm seeing here today. I have only seen so many policemen and policewomen together twice in my life. One is today, and the other time is when I was in committee. When I was in committee visiting as a visitor, not in jail. But I had gone to committee, and I will tell you a little story. I had gone to committee for a graduation. It was a graduation of 3 convicts, 3 prisoners who had finished a law degree with a program conducted by Justice Defenders, used to be known then as African Prisons Project, which had made it possible for prisoners, people who are on life sentence, to be students of law, and to finish with an LLB degree. And together with these prisoners, there were 2 and then later on 5 prison guards who also did their degrees. And this taught me a very beautiful lesson, what I saw happening at that graduation. I remember the former Chief Justice, then he was Chief Justice, Willie Mutunga, was there. And one of the prisoners, who was later given presidential pardon, had written a beautiful book on justice, which he wrote in prison. What it taught me was that no matter where you are, whether in prison or in freedom, the dignity of the human being can never be removed from him or from her. And somehow today, as I come here, I say, well, this is a continuation of that idea in a different setting. The dignity of the human being can never be removed, no matter whether you are free or in jail, whether you are able or less able. And what you people in the police force are learning here this week is that, yes, those less able members of our society, or differently able, because they are always able to do something, but differently able or less advantage, in a situation of less advantage, have a dignity. And of course, as members of the police force, your job is to safeguard that dignity of everybody in society, but especially of those who cannot speak for themselves. So places like Orione teach us that humanity is much more than profit. Humanity is much more than material or intellectual success. And something beautiful we will learn in places like this is that somebody who has nothing in life can still smile and inspire others, and that's a beautiful thing. When I look around and I see those fields producing so much food, and I was telling Father Alex, imagine if every plot in Ongata Rongai was producing food like this. You could feed the whole country. I mean, there's no need for GMO, imported maize, I don't know what. We can produce, but we have to organize ourselves. Now, something also we were discussing with Father Alex is the police are an essential part of society. And I was telling her, well, we lawyers, because I'm a lawyer by profession, many times spoil it for you people in the police service, because we have been taught to manipulate the law, when really the law is a tool for justice. And the police, who are the enforcers of the law. So what are you given as tools by society is a rungu or a machine gun, so that you keep the law, the rule of law. But also what you have been given here this week is heart and knowledge. So it's not just the rungu to keep the order or the machine gun to prevent crime, but it's the heart to understand others and the mind to apply that knowledge to push society up. And that's a beautiful thing. Gosh, other police men and women will feel envious of you because you are the pioneers. You are the first ones, but you will not be the last ones, because I'm sure the Kenya police will make sure every policeman or woman passes through an enabling environment like this one, to make sure you all receive that knowledge, to realize that the people you deal with day and night are differently able, and that it's not just a matter of applying the law violently, but in many circumstances, and in most circumstances, will be applying it in a humane way, understanding the dramas people leave behind this. Criminal law is really the failure of civil law. People go into crime when families are broken, when housing is not appropriate, when pressures of work and financial pressures are there, when parenting has not been properly done, the family did not fulfill its mission, and then of course, young people start going into crime. And sometimes we try to deal with this crime by beating crime out of people, but that's the symptom. The sickness is much wider and has to be tackled. And that sickness is we have to protect the family unit. We have to educate properly. Our schools, our teachers have to be defended. I mean, teachers have such an important role in society. And sadly, across our countries, sometimes we don't realize that. Cicero, a famous Roman orator 2000 years ago, used to say in a very expressive way, the wise are instructed by reason, ordinary minds by experience, the stupid by necessity, brutes by instincts. And it looks to me like many times we have been trying to resolve problems by instincts, like brutes. So it's time to jump ahead and go for reason. And that reason is given to you by trainings like this one. So sometimes you say, well, we policemen, policewomen are not properly empowered to grow and police people in the police force and to be really servants of society as we should be. But really, it's the fault of each one of you, it's the fault of each one of us, it's my fault because we don't put that pressure. If you put that pressure on your bosses, if also the bosses are encouraged in a good way to realize what's happening here, you will see the transformation happening. So it's a combined effort. It's a beautiful effort of everyone put together and somehow to discover that humanity is really tested in the ways we deal with people who cannot say thank you, who cannot say asante sana in real ways, because there are people who things will be done for them, but they cannot really express that gratitude. You will never somehow feel it in your pockets, but you will feel it in your soul, because you will have the certainty of having done the right thing. So I encourage you all to continue doing the right thing, to continue supporting centers like this one. I remember 6 or 7 years ago when I came here the first time, this was like a desert. There was nothing around, and families have nowhere to take their children with disabilities. Some children, well, were going through a very rough patch because the parents did not know how to take care of them. Well, this center became an oasis of peace and education, well, has now had an incredible impact in the society. This has to be replicated. And wow, I would say you as policemen and women who have the enforcement of law in their hands can be an incredible agents of change wherever you are and wherever you are posted. Enthuse your colleagues to take good care of people who are less able, and you will have done a great service to yourself, to your families, to your society, to your country, and to the Commonwealth, because in many ways we share many things with those 56 countries, 2.5 billion people, 60% under the age of 30, who are members of the Commonwealth of Nations. Thank you very much.
And that's it for BTL today. I do hope you have learned a thing or two about ensuring that even those with disabilities are empowered and they're trained and they're also given all that they need in order to succeed. We got to see that invisible disability is also a disability which includes conditions like Down syndrome. We've seen a bit of cerebral palsy and also other conditions. But of course, the main aim of that particular day when they celebrate